So what we have is basically chapter number 5, that is straight line graphs, okay, of the unit 1 WMA11 Pearson Edexcel IAL. We have question 20, first we are going to solve 2022 questions of the topical past papers, which will give us all the concepts as well. Just a quick revision that in chapter number 5 we talk about students about the equation of the line. How do we get y is equals to mx plus c? We are also going to talk about the how to find out the area of the triangle when we have points, how to apply the midpoint, the distance as well, what are the parallel and the perpendicular lines. This is the 4 exercises in chapter number 5. That is, we are talking with the perspective of, okay. So what we have is basically the line. Let's start working on the line. L1 has the equation. There is a line L1 which has the equation 2x minus 5y plus 7 is equals to 0. For 1 mark, you have to find the gradient of line L1, a very simple basic concept, students. That is, you have to just find out the gradient of line L1. So it's basically you have to write down the line in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, students. So if we copy down the question, we have, sir, 2x minus 5y plus 7 is equals to 0. In order to find the gradient of the line L1, we need to understand that we have to give the answer in y is equals to mx plus c form. And here we go. We have to just make sure that y is on one side. So it will be 2x plus 7 is equals to 0 plus 5y. Okay. So it will be 2 divided by 5x plus 7 over 5, that is equals to y. And here we go, students. This is y is equals to mx plus c. So in the highlighter, you can tell the examiner that the gradient will be 2 over 5. Okay, understanding the gradient of this part A for 1 mark will be the gradient will be 2 over 5. This is January 2022 and question on the chapter number 5 particularly. Okay, so gradient will be 2 over 5. That is what we have got here. Okay, you can also write in the decimal value as well, students. That is how we have got the first 1 mark. Okay, the next learning is given that the point A has coordinates 6 comma minus 2 and the line L2 passes through A and it is perpendicular to line L1, we have to find the equation of line L2, giving the answer in the form y is equals to mx plus c, where m and c are the constants to be found. Okay, so we have to find the equation for line L2 where y is equals to mx plus c, and this is the information given. So what we do basically, always remember, as I have mentioned, you can try to draw an imaginary diagram, students, to understand. Since this is a positive gradient, let's call this line L1. Okay, this is line L1, the red color line. The red color line is the line L1, students. The red color line is the line L1, which is 2x minus 5y plus 7. And the line L2 is basically perpendicular. Okay, so what was the properties of perpendicular that we talked about? So the properties of perpendicular are very simple. It will make a 90-degree wherever they are cutting. It's a 90-degree and the gradient is also changed. Okay, so line 2 will have a different gradient and it will be changed as well. Okay, so what we have is basically the point A have coordinates 6 comma minus 2 and it is lying on line 2. Follow very carefully, students, the information. The point A has coordinates 6 comma minus 2 and the line L2 has passes through A. So the line L2 will have A somewhere. So let's mark A as well here. Okay, sir, A का जो coordinate है, the A coordinate which is 6 comma minus 2 is lying on this blue line. A coordinate that is 6 comma minus 2, which is the line 2. And what we have, students, we have to make the equation of line 2. In order to make equation of the line 2, everyone understands that the gradient of line 1 will play a very important role. The gradient of line 1 is 2 over 5. So the gradient of the perpendicular line, students, which is line 2, the gradient of the perpendicular line is always will be the reciprocal of it. The numerator becomes the denominator becomes the numerator. So 2 over 5 will change to 5 over 2, and the sign also changes. If it is a positive gradient, it will become a negative gradient. Okay, and if it was a negative gradient, vice versa, it will become a positive gradient. I repeat my point, students. What we need to understand is basically what we need to understand is कि perpendicular gradient क्या हो जाता है? It's the opposite. Denominator becomes numerator and numerator becomes denominator. The positive sign changes to the negative sign. That is what is the key learning here. So we got gradient of line 2 as minus 5 over 2. That is one of the thing. And then you already have the coordinates. Okay, we need the gradient and we need one coordinate to make the equation, students, which we have already got it. That sir, a coordinates were available 6 comma minus 2, and the gradient of the line 2 was already available, sir. That was minus 5 over 2, sir. So we have got it, and now we can make the equation is basically y is equals to mx plus c. We have y as minus 2, gradient is negative 5 over 2, x value is c, x value is 6. So we need to just find out the c value, okay? X coordinate is 6, so 2 ones are 2 threes are 6, minus 5 threes are is 15, minus 2 plus 15 will give me C value, which is C is equals to positive 13, and the answer will be, students, Y is equals to negative 5 over 2x plus positive 13, sir. This will be the answer, students, negative 5 over 2x plus 13. This will be giving the answer, and we will get the full marks for part B as well. This question is about 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 marks question. So it's a huge question and a very important question because it's a recent paper, January 2022. We have got the gradient stood. We have got the equation of the line in y is equals to mx plus c, where m and c are the constants to be found. So you can tell the examiner as well that m value is minus 5 over 2 and the c value, which is y-intercept, students, it is basically 13. How will be the marking scheme split? Marking scheme split will be very simple. 1 mark for the final answer, 1 mark for the finding out the gradient, and 1 mark for finding out the y-intercept. So that is how 1 mark for m value, 1 mark for c value, and 1 mark for finding out the equation of the line. That is how we are going to get all 3 marks of this part A and part B. Okay. Any questions, any doubts? Let me know, students. Anyone have questions, any concerns? Part A and B is done, which was definitely related with chapter number 5. Okay. Next is basically part C and D. Anyone, any questions, please ask. Okay. Moving forward, we have part C and D are still left. So let's talk about part C and D. Very important and very good questions. So part C, if we talk about of January 2022, Unit 1, Edexcel, it is basically the lines L1 and L2 intersect at the point N. So it's very important to understand as we move forward along the chapter, the previous chapters should be very clear. The lines L1 and L2 are intersecting at M. So what they are telling, they are saying कि ये जो intersection है line L1 और L2 का, ये यहाँ पर intersect कर रहा है, इसे M का coordinate कह रहे हैं. The lines L1, the red line and the blue line, the imaginary lines that we have drawn, students, are intersecting at the point M. Using algebra, they have mentioned using algebra, which is a key term here. Using algebra and showing all your workings, find the coordinates of M for 3 marks. So students need to understand this is a very easy part because they are testing in chapter number 5 the concept of chapter number 3 of simultaneous solving. You just have to do simultaneous solving here. Very simple to get the M coordinates. Okay, simultaneous solving comes in when two lines are intersecting. That is what you have to do. It's a chapter number 3 revision. Part C is of, although the whole question part A, B, and D are of chapter number 5. But as I mentioned now, chapter number 1 to 4 will also be tested at chapter number 5. So you can say that part C is basically with the perspective of chapter number 3. So very simple, sir. You have already got the equation right. One equation is this: y is equals to minus 5 over 2x plus 13. Y is equals to minus 5 over 2x plus 13, and y is equals to, the other one will be y is equals to, you can say that 2 over 5x plus 7 over 5. Okay, 2 over 5x plus 7 over 5. These are the two equations. This is of line L1. and this is of line L2 students. Let's solve them simultaneously. Let's put them together. Minus 5 over 2x plus 13 is equals to 2 over 5x plus 7 over 2 over 5x plus 7 over 5. So this one is already matching. So we can have one LCM for this, right? ये तो क्योंकि denominators are both matching, so this is one LCM. But यहाँ पर आपने LCM same करना पड़ेगा for students. 1 twos are because the 13 twos are. So it will be minus 5x, 13 twos are is 26. And this will be, sir, minus 5x, 13 twos are is 26. And 2 in the denominator. This is basically, sir, 2x plus 7 divided by 5. That is basically the denominator for this one. So it will be 5 multiplied by minus 5x plus 26 and 2 multiplied by this. Cross multiplication will happen, students. It will be minus 5 5s are minus 25x plus 26 5s are will be something around 105, I believe. Minus 5 minus 20 positive 130. 26 5s are, sir, is 130. 2 2s are 4x, 2 7s are is 14. Simplify, bring things together. So you can say 130 minus 14 and 4x plus 25x. That will be giving us 29x. 130 minus 14 will be 116, sir. Okay. So that will be the case there. It will be eventually x is equal to 116 divided by 29, which is basically 4 coming. So x coordinate should be 4, which is very clear and easy to get. Okay. So we have got, students, x is equals to 4 coordinate. And now just have to find the y coordinate. So let's save some space and do it here only. So the y coordinate will be, sir, just substitute it in this equation or in this equation. Any equation you can substitute, students. Just substitute in any equation and you will be able to get the answer. So it will be y is equals to minus 5 over 2 times of 4 plus 13. So it will be 2 ones are 2 twos are 4. Please stop me anywhere where you don't get anything. 2 ones are 2 twos are 4. So minus 5 twos are is 10. And minus 10 plus 13 is, sir, y is equals to y coordinate will be coming, sir, positive 3. They wanted the coordinates of m. So make sure give the examiner the answer in the form of coordinates of m. That is basically 4 comma 3. That is the answer 4 comma 3. X coordinate is 4 and y coordinate is 3. Okay, students. M coordinate is basically 4 comma 3. What we need to understand is basically again 1 mark for the final answer M coordinates and remaining 2 marks for whatever simultaneous working you are showing in order to get the full 3 marks. Okay, or you can say in that way as well, 1 mark for finding out the X coordinate, 1 mark for finding out the Y coordinate, and 1 mark basically for whatever working you are showing. That will be 1 mark for that as well. Okay, people, is everyone clear, students?
So we can replace the x value in any of the equations
Exactly,
to
because
find
both
y.
of them will give the same answer. Now, I'll give you a couple of seconds. If you want to try it in this one as well, I have taken this one, right? You can try x value 4 here as
Yeah.
well. Same answer आएगा. बल्कि कर लेते हैं. 2 4s are 8, 8 plus 7, 15. 15 divided by 5, 5 3s are 15. Mental maths के भी तरह भी हो गया. Understanding? 2 4s are 8, 8 plus 7, 15. 15
Okay.
divided by 5 is 3. करने की जरूरत ही नहीं, क्रॉस चेक हो गया. Understood?
Yes.
Next part, अब ये
Yes.
C part was easy, okay? Please follow carefully. A was easy. B was medium level of difficulty. If you know the perpendicular concept, C was very easy. Now D is the main part that is tricky and a lot of students will not be able to solve it. A lot of students in the exam might have leave this question when it came in January 2022. A lot of students might have missed out the marks on this, but still not a problem. You have to get as much possible marks as you can get. 3 plus 1 4, 5 6 7 we have got. Let's try to get the remaining 2 marks as well. So examiner have clearly told okay, if anyone is showing solution relying on calculator and technology will not be acceptable. So make sure you have to show the working. Given that the diagonals of the square ABCD meet at M, they are telling very clearly. Diagonals क्या होते हैं? Everyone should know what is a diagonal of a square. एक square बन रहा है ABCD, where they are meeting at M. You have to find the coordinates of the point C for 2 marks only. Usually in chapter number 5, the last part is difficult. I'm giving a hint as well to students. If any question came in the exam paper of chapter number 5, usually the last part is a bit tricky most of the times or some of the times. So that is what we have to do. Let's, as I always say, if you don't have the diagram available, better to do what? Just imagine a diagram. Let's talk about part D here with understanding of that. What they are saying कि एक स्क्वायर बन रहा है, ए बी सी डी स्क्वायर है, और उसमें एक ये सब जो पॉइंट्स हैं वो मीट कर रहे हैं एम पे. एम जो हमने फाइंड आउट कर लिया, एम कोऑर्डिनेट वी हैव फाउंड आउट. और हमारे पास अगर हम इफ यू लुक एट द क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट्स, इफ यू लुक एट द क्वेश्चन, we only have a coordinates available. I repeat my point, students. The square is being formed A, B, C, D. Everyone knows what is a square, but we only have a coordinate that is 6 comma minus 2, and we have the m coordinates that is 4 comma 3, which we have just found out. So if students follow very carefully, what they are trying to do is just they are trying to trick के B भी नहीं है, D के coordinates भी नहीं है. So just follow carefully के how does the square looks like. So let's imagine this is a square, okay, students. This is a square, okay, and it is basically, let's imagine a coordinate is here, b coordinate is here, c coordinate is here, and d coordinate is here. So what they are asking, follow the requirement first. Make sure you know what is the requirement. Make sure what is the requirement. They are asking find the coordinates of the point D. So sir, I have to find the coordinates of the point C. Sorry, apologies. I have to find the coordinates of the point C. We have to find C coordinates. C we have to find, students. And what we need to understand is basically, okay, we have, sir, A coordinates available, which is 6 comma minus 2. A coordinate is 6 comma minus 2, right? It was written here. Okay, I have not done anything on my own. It's written here. And they are telling that the squares of the diagonal, the square of ABCD is meeting, sir, at the diagonal. The square ABCD is meeting at the diagonal, students. So that is what's going to happen here. If you can see properly and clearly, this A and C and B and D, don't need to do B and D, they are meeting at the coordinate of M. They are meeting at M, okay? A and C and B and D. And you know what's the most important thing is that students should know the property of a square. The property of a square is because all sides are same, so diagonals are all equal. Diagonals be equal honge, and wherever they are intersecting, that is basically called the midpoint. So this M, students, what they are trying to hide basically, in they are telling this information. What they are actually trying to get out of you is what they're actually trying to get from the student is basically, does the student know the properties of square? Because the question is simple. They just want the midpoint from you. They just want the midpoint from you. That M is basically the midpoint, students. M coordinate will work as a midpoint here. Is everyone getting it, students? कि जो m का coordinate है, that is 4,3, will work out as a midpoint, because the diagonals of the square, when they meet, they are meeting always at the exact point, that is at the midpoint, because of their properties that their lengths are same everywhere, they make 90 degree. So that is why ये जो m का coordinate है, students, in the highlighter, follow carefully. This coordinate is already given and this will work as a midpoint. हमारे पास a के coordinates हैं, हम c के coordinates find कर सकते हैं, students, very easily. Let's call C x comma y. Follow very carefully, students. हम कहेंगे C को, we will be calling C as x comma y, and everyone should know the midpoint formula. Sir, A coordinates are A coordinate are 6 comma minus 2. C coordinate is x comma y. How do you find the midpoint, students? Sir, it is basically x1 plus x2. So 6 plus x divided by 2. That is the midpoint formula, right? X1 plus x2. Add both the x values. So this will be 6 plus x divided by 2. And how do you find the y? Minus 2 plus y divided by 2, sir. So minus 2 plus y divided by 2. That is basically the y coordinates, and this will be equals to 4 comma 3, sir, because already we have got the midpoint. So what students have to do, it's just simplify and solve. 6 plus x divided by 2 is equals to 4. Cross multiply, 2 4s are 8. 6 plus x is equals to 8. X value will be positive 2, sir. And similarly, sir, minus 2 plus y divided by 2 is equals to 3. Cross multiply, 2 3s are 6. Minus 2 plus y is equals to 6. y is equals to 6 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. Sir, the C coordinates are 2, comma 8, and that is how you will get the 2 marks, 1 mark for x value and 1 mark for the y value, students. This is January 2022, chapter number 5, topical past papers, question number 8 of 2022, unit 1 IAL Pearson Edexcel done. Let me know if anyone have doubts, any questions. So part B was a disguised question. The examiner wanted to test students, or he wanted to basically see whether students can do good or not. And that is what we have got it, that it was very simple. We just have to apply the feedback, okay? Anyone, any doubts, any questions? Any problem, students? Let me know, waiting for response.
Clear, sir. Everything's clear.
Anyone else have any questions they can ask? Let me know. Okay, so let's move forward then. Next question we have from the June 2022 paper, sir. This is now June 2022 paper, and this involves also chapter number 5, the straight line graphs, but it also involves, it's a quick revision of previous chapters as well. This question will have bit of chapter number 2, quadratics as well, and it also have inequalities as well. So we'll learn all of this in this question as well. So let's have a look at it, okay? What we have is basically the curve C has equation y is equals to fx. The curve C has the equation y is equals to fx, okay? And given that fx is a quadratic expression, the maximum turning point on C has coordinates -2, 12. C cuts the negative x-axis, find fx. It's a very important and a very tricky question, okay? Let's spend some time on it, okay? Follow very carefully, students. Do we have space? We don't have space as well, so let's just add one page. Okay. Let's discuss this in detail. June 2022, Unit 1. There is a curve C which has equation y is equals to fx. We have to find that fx for 4 marks. The curve C has equation y is equals to fx, students, and we have to get that equation fx. Fx is a quadratic expression. It's a recent paper, follow very carefully. Fx is a quadratic expression. So everyone should know first idea. If fx is a quadratic expression, how does quadratic expression looks like? Ax square plus bx plus c. You can write the quadratic equation. Sir, we can write the quadratic equation as like this as well. We can write the quadratic equation as like this as well. Also, the other possibility is in the completing the square form. We can write down the quadratic equation in completing the square form as well. Again, this part A is not of chapter number 5. This part A is related to chapter number 2 of quadratics. Okay, students. So what we have is completing the square set, which calls it like fx is equals to a times of x minus h square plus the k, which is the turning point. H comma k are the basically the turning points, either maximum or minimum. Okay, students. So this is basically how we write down the completing the square. Now let's get back to it. The examiner tells us that the maximum turning point is there. Okay, students, a very good question. The maximum turning point is the examiner is telling. I'll stop here. Students need to know, okay, sir, there are only two possible options. Quadratic equation कैसे बनता है? Quadratic का graph कैसे बनता है? The quadratic graph can either be made like this or like this, right, sir? The quadratic graph can be looking like this, where we have a maximum point, or the quadratic equation graph can be made like this, where we have a minimum point. So in this case, our graph will be looking like this. हमें graph नहीं बनाना. We don't have to draw the graph, students. We don't have to draw the graph. Please note down. We only have to find the equation of the graph. We have to find the equation for fx. It will be a maximum turning point. So students should clearly know that R, if it's a maximum turning point, RA, the AX square, the A coefficient, the a value or the a coefficient will 100% less than 0, which means that, sir, a is negative. A is a negative value. A will be less than 0. A is a negative value. Is everyone getting it, students? Clear? People got it? Let me know. Anyone have questions, doubts? A will be negative because A is less than 0. So let's write it down. A is negative, less than 0, because of the maximum turning point. And उन्होंने examiner ने turning point भी दिया हुआ है, students. The examiner have given the turning point as well. Okay, the C coordinates are -2, 12. The C has the coordinates -2, 12. So students should know कि हमारे पास C के coordinates हैं, that is -2, 12. So it will be very simple now. It's the opposite that, yeah, it's the opposite way that we have to go. It will be fx is equals to minus a. We don't know what is the value of a. We don't know what is the value of a, but we know that the h value will be, this is -2. So inside the bracket, it will be coming as +2. This is -2. The x coordinate is -2, but the turning point will be coming inside the bracket as x plus 2, and the plus k is copy pasted as it is. So that will be +12. Plus k will be copy pasted as it is. It is +12. So students, we are getting the quadratic equation. We are very near to get the quadratic equation. We have got minus a x plus 2 whole square plus 12 with the help of the 2 bullet points. Make sure there will be a lot of questions of these type of bullet points, okay, in differentiation integration as well. You just have to practice how do you go about it step by step. Take each point, try to understand what is it. It was a quadratic expression, तो इसका मतलब x की स्क्वायर हाईएस्ट पावर होगी. x स्क्वायर विल बी द हाईएस्ट पावर, कॉमन सेंस. ओके, फिर मैक्सिमम टर्निंग पॉइंट है, तो मैंने इमेजिन करा कि इट विल बी, द ग्राफ विल बी लुकिंग लाइक दिस, सर. a विल बी लेस देन 0, सो a की वैल्यू नेगेटिव आएगी. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव रिटन डाउन माइनस a. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, के a की वैल्यू नेगेटिव आएगी. द थर्ड थिंग वाज के इट हैज कोऑर्डिनेट्स -2, 12. द टर्निंग पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स गिवन है. इसका मतलब क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? अब बल्कि लिखा भी आप ये देख सकते हैं. टर्निंग पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स गिवन है विच इज -2, 12. बल्कि ये उन्हीं ने यही इक्वेशन बनाई हुई है कि -2 का, दिस इज द टर्निंग, -2, 12 turning points coordinates are also given. Is people with me getting it, guys? Clear? Any questions, any doubts? Very important learning, students. It's a very good, very important question. Let me know if people got this. So let's continue. And the last part is that will give the complete answer. C cuts the negative axis. Always remember, C is cutting the curve C is cutting the negative axis at x-axis at -5. As you can see, this is the curve C is cutting the x-axis at -5. Even if you don't look at it, you should know negative x-axis का मतलब है कि when x is -5, y coordinate is 0. Basically वो x axis को कट कर रहा है, जहाँ पर हर जगह y 0 होता है. At every point of this y is 0. So we have the coordinate as well, students. When x is -5, y will be 0. You can just plug in y will be 0 when x is -5. Just substitute and get the a value as well, students. Okay. So it will be -5 plus 2 is -3. X is -5 plus 2. Is everyone getting it? Following? Any questions? People clear? Students got this? Any doubts, students? Let me know. Okay. So it will be -5 plus 2 is -3. -3 square will be +9. So 0 is equals to -9a plus 12. You take it there. So it will be -12 is equals to -9a. So a value will be coming 12 divided by 9, which is coming 4 over 12 divided by 9, 4 over 3 is the a value coming, students. So a value is coming 4 over 3, which will be negative written with the negative sign. Okay, a value will be coming 4 over 3 with the negative sign, students. So here we go. It will be very simple. The answer will be, you can give the answer in the form of -4 over 3 times of x plus 2 whole square plus 12. You can give the answer in this form as well, students. Minus 4 over 3x plus 2 square plus 12. You can give the answer in this form, or you can expand the whole fraction. You can expand the whole. पहले आप x plus 2 whole square को expand कर लें, minus 4 over 3 से multiply करें, and then just do plus 12 in it, so you will still get the answer, okay? So that will be still be the correct. That is how part A is done, which is you have to find the quadratic expression, quadratic function. We have to find, sir, quadratic equation, and we have done for 4 marks. So I believe if you are finding fx, how we are going to do it? Definitely 1 mark for finding out the final equation, final answer. Definitely 1 mark for finding out the a value. 1 mark for the workings and 1 mark for applying the correct turning point. अगर आपने turning points correctly placement की है तो आपको वहां से ही marks मिल जाएंगे. That's how the 4 marks should be split. People got it clear? Students understood? If everyone got it, let me know. Is everyone clear? That is one of the method of solving part A. If anyone have doubts, let me know. If anyone have doubts, they can let me know. Part A is done. We have found out fx as well, okay? Part A is done. That is, we have found out, sir, fx as well. Let's talk about further. The next part is of chapter number 5. I'm still wait. If anyone have doubts, any questions, let me know. People got this. Part A was very important learning and a revision of chapter number 2, quadratics. How do you make the quadratic equations as well? The next learning that we have is basically the line L1 intersects. The line L1 has the equation. The line L1 has equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. So that we have got the line L1 now. And again, the same concept, the line L2 is perpendicular to line L1 and it passes through this thing. So you have to find for 3 marks. So same concept learning, just like part number B of the same paper. Part B of the same paper was the same thing. That is, given that the line L2 is perpendicular to line L1 and it passes through minus 5 comma 0. The line L1 has equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. The line L1 has the equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. We have to find the equation for line L2, writing your answer in the form y is equals to mx plus c, where m and c are the constants. Exactly the same question, same learning again. That's where the line 1, we have the equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. And it will be line 2. Line 1 have the equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. Line 1 have the equation y is equals to 4 over 5x. So line 2 will have the gradient. What, students? The gradient of line 2 will be 5 over 4 with the negative sign, okay? Because students need to understand the gradient of line 1 is 4 over 5. The gradient of line 1 is positive 4 over 5. So the gradient of the perpendicular line will be the reciprocal of that. Denominator becomes numerator, numerator becomes denominator, sir. 4 over 5 will become 5 over 4 with the negative sign. The next important thing will be we have got m is equals to minus 5 over 4. And then it will be, we have the coordinates as well. It is passing through minus 5 comma 0. So it will be, sir, y is equals to mx plus c, where y value will be 0. Gradient is minus 5 over 4. X value is minus 5 plus c. You just have to find the y-intercept, c concept. Minus 5 times of minus 5 is positive 25. So it will be negative 25 over 4 as the c value. Negative 25 over 4 as the c value. That is what we are getting. Negative 25 over 4 as the c value, okay? So the equation should be y is equals to minus 5 over 4x negative 25 over 4. That is the equation for line 2, with which we will get all 3 marks. Again, the same procedure. 1 mark for the gradient, 1 mark for the y-intercept, that is c value, and 1 mark for the equation of the 1 mark for the equation of the line. Okay. 1 mark for equation of the line, that is line number 2. People got it? Part B is also done, students. We have completed part B as well. And then the third part of it is about the inequalities that we have to learn from. Again, part B only was chapter number 5, and part A and C are all chapter number 3, chapter number 2 and 3. Chapter number 2, part A, quadratic expression. And then you have to do, basically, students, follow very carefully, part C, which is very important. Please follow carefully how do we do the inequalities as well. Okay, follow very carefully how do we do the inequalities. Okay, they are definitely asking every paper, in every paper, for 2 to 3 marks. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Okay, so what we have is basically figure 2 shows a sketch of the curve C. So we have, sir, figure 2. Figure 2 shows the sketch of the curve C and the lines L1 and L2. Okay, so can clearly see, students, figure 2 shows the sketch of the curve C, the blue highlighter. Then we have, sir, the line L1. So there is no need to draw anything. Line L1, line L2 in the perpendicular, and we have the curve as well. Let's make the curve with the black color. The curve is there as well. And we have to define the region R. We have to just define the region R shown shaded in figure 2 using inequalities. So let's work it out. Very simple it is. Let's start with one by one. Always remember the approach, students. What should be the approach? What should be the approach for these type of questions? The line L1, let's talk, you have to take it one by one. Okay, you have to take it one by one. So let's talk about line L1 first. As you can see, if you talk about the red line, that is line L1, the shaded part is above that, right? The shaded part is above that. So you can say, if the shaded part is above that, what is the line 1 equation? Sir, the line 1 equation was y is equals to 4 over 5x. So let's talk about it here, part C. That is basically, or let's do it here only because we have space available. So part C will be the line L1 first. Line L1 I'm doing first. It should be, because it's a straight, complete straight line, no dotted line. So you should be saying that it is the above part shaded. So it will be y is greater than equals to 4 over 5x. Okay. So it will be y is greater than and equals to 4 over 5x. Understanding, students, clear? The line L1 will be greater than equals to 4 over 5x. And similarly, if we talk about line L2 as well, the line L2, if you talk about this line L2 now, let's remove this and talk about the blue line, students. This also is above the, this shaded part is also above the region. So you can clearly say that the line L2 equation that we got, y is equals to minus 5 over 4x minus 25 over, that will also be greater than, okay? So y is greater than and equals to minus 5 over 4x minus 25 over 4. Understanding, students? So we have got this one correct and this one correct by writing down y is greater than or equals to, because both of them are exact lines and not dotted lines. And if we talk about this part, students, the curve, the third one is the quadratic graph. The quadratic graph, if students talk about, the shaded region is coming inside it, right? The shaded region is coming inside it. So you should be telling the examiner that it will be less than whatever the equation was. We found out the equation as this thing. So we have to take help from the part A and write down that the curve C is basically y is less than equals to, the curve C is y is less than equals to minus 4 over 3 times of minus 4 over 3 x plus 2 whole square and plus 12, okay, minus 4 over 3 x plus 2 whole square plus 12. That will be the y is less than equals to minus 4 over 3 x plus 2 whole square plus 12. So this will be the official 2 marks you will get for writing down all three inequalities, okay. Make sure you will get all the 2 marks if you're writing down the inequalities correctly, students. People got it? Any questions, students? Anyone? Any doubts? Let me know. This is June 2022 as well done of the Unit 1, Chapter number 5, Topical Past Paper Questions of IAL Pearson Edexcel. Is everyone clear? Understood? Got it? Any questions? Any doubts? Is everyone clear? Understood? Got it?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, sir.
Any problems? Any issues? Do discuss. Make sure it's a complete understanding about that thing, okay? Let's do one more question on applying the area of the triangle. So let's do another learning on this as well. This one is a very simple 5 and 3 mark question. Okay. We have completed we have done all 2022 January and June as well. And this one is October 2021. So I'll give everyone a couple of minutes to think about it, to read it, and then I'll solving this one as well. Okay. So the first part is very simple again. That talks about, everyone knows what it talks about, right? So let's talk about October 2021 question as well, sir, which is basically the line L1 has equation 3y minus 2x is equals to 30. The line L2 passes through the point A 24, 0 and is perpendicular to line 1. Line L1 and N2 meets at the point. It's exactly the same question that students we have done again. So this is what they are going to test you again and again. Very simple. The examiner is telling us that this is line L1 in the red color. Let's imagine line L1 in the red color, and the line 2 is perpendicular, so it's making a 90-degree there, line L2, and they both are meeting at the point coordinate P as well. We have to find out the coordinates of P, and eventually we have to, using algebra means simultaneous equations, chapter number 3 coming in with chapter number 5 as well. Okay, so lines L1 and L2 meet at the point. What the problem is, the problem only is that, sir, you only have the line 1 equation. The line 1 equation is 3y minus 2x is equals to 30. Is it a problem? No problem, sir. We can easily make line 2 equation. Line 1 is 3y minus 2x is equals to 30, the red line. We just have to find the blue line equation first. And for that, we need the gradient from here. Okay, so it will be the gradient of line L1 will be 3y 2x plus 30. So it will be y is equals to, the gradient will be, I believe, 2 over 3. Okay. Students got it? The gradient will be 2 over 3 when 3 takes over there. The gradient of line L1 is 2 over 3. Students, the concept should be 100% clear. The gradient of line L1 is 2 over 3, sir. So it will be the gradient of line L2, which will be minus 3 over 2 reciprocal. Denominator becomes numerator. Numerator becomes denominator. We got the gradient, and the plus sign changes to minus, or the minus sign will changes to plus sign. So gradient is there and the point is passing. They are mentioning the line L2 is passing through the point A24, 0. So sir, we have A24, 0 as well. We can make the equation very quickly. Y is equals to mx plus c. Y is 0. Gradient is negative 3 over 2. X is 24 plus c. So C value will be coming, 2 ones are 2 12s are 24, minus 3 12s are is 36. So C value will be 36. Let's wait. The azan is going on. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then we continue. Okay. Okay, let's continue, students. So what we have is we have got the equation of line 2 and equation of line 1. L1 was already there. So what we can do basically is just do the simultaneous equations now. Is everyone there with me? Sir, we just have to do simultaneous equations. The reason why we are doing this question is try to get again the understanding of the area of how to find out the area of the shapes, area of the triangle. That is why I'm doing it. Otherwise, part A is very easy, simultaneous equations. Okay. What we have is 3y. So you can just substitute that 3y. This is one equation, students, line L1, and this is the other equation. Everyone on the same page? We have said line L1 and we have the line L2. Okay. Understanding, students? So what is basically going to happen? It will be 3 times of y. I'm just substituting y in this y. Okay. I hope everyone got it that this y, students, people understand that this y is going basically here. Okay, this y is being substituted here. Okay, so if everyone is clear, it will be 3 times of minus 3 over 2x plus 36 minus 2 times of x is equals to 30, sir. Here we go. Let's quickly solve and try to get the answer. 3 threes are minus 9 over 2x. 3 times of 36 is what, student? 108, and minus 2x is equals to 30. So what we can do is basically take the take the LCM first, minus 9x, 108 times of 2, that is 216, minus 4x, and 30 times of 2 is 60. So I should be getting, sir, minus 13x is equals to 60 minus 216. So negative 13x is equals to 60 minus 216, that is negative 156. And 156 divided by 13 is basically 12. So x value will be 12, students. The x coordinate is coming out 12 and the y coordinate just substituted somewhere here and you will get the y answer as well. That y is basically, let's put it here, minus 3 over 2 times of 12 plus 36. 2 ones are 2 6 are 12. Any doubts? Minus 3 6 is 18, minus 18 plus 36. It's positive 18, okay? Y is equals to positive 18. That is what we are getting here, students. Y is equals to positive 18 and x is equals to 12. So this is the coordinate of the P, students. Make sure for the examiner, tell both the values, okay, that sir, P coordinate was 12, 18. That is the answer for the P coordinates, okay? That's how we are getting 5 marks, students, that P coordinate is 12, 18. We have got this, which is very important to understand and follow, okay? P is 12, 18, and that is the answer as well for part A. So again, 1 mark for the coordinates, 1 mark for making out, but two, you can say 2 marks for the equations, 2 marks for making down the L2 equation. You can say that it was y-intercept mark, gradient mark, and 2 marks for simultaneous solving, and 1 mark for the final coordinate answer, that is P is 12, 18. Is people getting it clear, students? P is 12, 18, and P is 12, 18, and that is the coordinate answer. 1 mark, 2 marks for simultaneous solving, and 2 marks for the equation. Okay, understood? Got it clear, students? Got it? Any questions, any problems? So this is part A done.
No,
Now
sir.
the next point is, let's just add a 1 page and understand the part B. That is more important and very important part of this lecture. That is, we need to understand that we have given that the line L1, you have to do an imaginary. The line L1 is meeting the x-axis at the point B for 3 marks. We have to find the area of the triangle BPA. Okay, students. So this is part B here, students. This is of October 2021. Unit 1, chapter number 5, Pearson Edexcel. We have to find the area of the triangle BPA. Follow very carefully. What is A coordinates? Make sure write down all coordinates. A is 24, 0, students. What is P coordinates? Just find out 12, 18, right? P coordinates are, sir, 12, is everyone there understanding? Sir, P coordinates 12, 18, just found out. A coordinates 24, 0, and B coordinates are, sir, the line L1 is meeting the x-axis. So B coordinates are x-axis meeting. So y is basically 0. When you are meeting at the x-axis, y will be 0. Always remember, given that the line L1 is meeting the x-axis. So let me draw an imaginary diagram so students understand. If the line L1 is meeting the x-axis at point B, it's basically x comma 0. Everyone got it? If the line L1 is meeting the x-axis at point B, Bx comma 0 will be the case. What students need to understand is basically the line L1 was basically, sir, the line L1 was 3y minus 2x is equals to 30. So आप इसके अंदर substitute कर देंगे कि when y is 0, sir, when y is 0, what is the x value coming? That is basically coming negative 15. People understood? Got it? Students clear? When y is 0, x value. So we have got the b coordinates as well. Remember, 1 mark is for the b coordinate. Remember, students, 1 mark will be for the b coordinate minus 15 comma 0. Now, you don't have to draw it for the examiner. You don't have to draw it for the examiner. Just for your own purpose, I'm telling you, sharing with students here. Follow carefully, students. Just imagine what is happening, okay? One of them is 24 comma 0. Let's assume here that A 24 comma 0 is here and B is here. Is everyone getting it? B is here, which is minus 15 comma 0. B is here, minus 15 comma 0. Both of them are lying here. Okay, students, 24 comma 0 and P is somewhere 12 comma 18. So if this is 12, let's imagine 12 is there. Okay. So 12 comma 18 is somewhat here. That is the P coordinate. You see, it's making a right angle triangle eventually on its own. You just have to apply half area of the basic triangle, and I mentioned already कि इस chapter में हम जो है वो area of the basic triangle लेते हैं, area of the right angle triangle, which is, sir, area of the triangle will be half into base into height. So anyone can tell me what will be the base and height? It's very simple, students. If we talk about the base, sir, the base will be minus 15 to 0 is how many units? Minus 15 to 0 is how many units? 15 units. And 0 to 24 is how many units? 24 units. Minus 15 to 0 is 15 units, sir. 0 to 24 is 24 units. The base will be, base is equals to 15 plus 24, that is 39 units. 24 plus 39 is the base, sir. And what is the height, students? Height is always, remember, the vertical part, that will be the height here, students. So the x value is 12 and the y value is 18. So height is basically going to be directly, students, 18. So half into 39 into 18, 2 ones are, 2 nines are 18. So this will be 2 ones are, 2 nines are 18. 39 times of 9 will be my answer, which should be 351 units. It is absolutely coming the correct answer. Area of the triangle BPA will be 3351 units square. If anyone have doubts, please talk about it. Anyone, any questions, doubts, please let me know. Very important learning again. We did one question on this before as well, and we have done again area of the triangle. This whole chapter number 5 is done. It has parallel perpendicular concept done couple of times. Area of the triangle, distance of the line, midpoint, the gradient, and all these things we have talked about it. I repeat my point, students. We just have to find the area of the triangle of BPA. Just made an imaginary diagram by understanding A was 24 comma 0 on the x-axis, B was also on the x-axis. So made these points and see, this was the base. This was the base. Minus 15 to 0 is 15 units and 0 to 24 is 24 units. So minus 15 plus 20, 15 plus 24. You don't take the negative. Negative doesn't matter. Okay. 15 plus 24 is the, because area cannot be negative, right? So 15 plus 24 was 39 units, and the height is always this part. So it was, P was coming from 0 to this much was 18 units. So 18 we took at the height. Area of the triangle we applied half into base into height, and we got 351. So definitely the mark split will be 1 mark for the area of the triangle, 1 mark for finding out the B coordinate as minus 15 comma 0. Otherwise you cannot solve. And 1 mark for applying the area of the triangle, that is, you can say 39 units as well or something around those lines. The marks will be. People got it clear, students? Any questions? Is everyone clear? Understood? Anyone any doubts? Let me know, students. Anyone any questions? Make sure to
Clear, sir.
practice and solve the remaining questions of this worksheet, of this PDF. Try to solve the remaining worksheets. We'll continue from here in the next session. Thank you.